distanced herself, but has effectively thrown Henyard under the bus, the semi, and the train, revealing the depths of deception that she alleges that she witnessed while serving under Tiffany Henyard.
You could feel the anger tonight at a Board of Trustees meeting in Thornton Township. The board and citizens looking for accountability to their finances while the township supervisor.
I'm a wife, I'm a mother of 3 children. My children and my family are suffering because of this loss. And Dalton police, the detectives, have been sitting around twiddling their fingers on this.
You out of order, Clerky. Like, stop. Y'all out of order. Everybody want to run stuff. Y'all don't run this.
Things have taken a serious turn for Tiffany Henyard, and rumors are circulating that jail time could be on the horizon. The FBI has reportedly uncovered a mountain of evidence proving that she's been using taxpayer money to fund her extravagant lifestyle, and that's not all. One of her own team members blew the whistle, exposing her for embezzling funds for years without ever being caught. This all came to light after Tiffany was accused of misappropriating funds from the village of Dalton to cover her personal expenses, racking up millions in credit card debt. While corrupt mayors aren't exactly new, Tiffany's case is quickly shaping up to be one of the most shocking in recent history. The people of Dalton are furious and are determined to make an example out of her. In response, Tiffany and her team attempted to control the narrative by getting journalists to spin the story as fake news. But Lori Lightfoot, the former mayor of Chicago, who is now leading the investigation, wasn't having any of it. She swiftly shut down the claims of falsehoods, making it clear that this situation is very real. Lori exposed Tiffany's lavish spending habits, revealing how she's been living like a superstar while Dalton's residents struggle. She didn't hold back, confirming that receipts for Tiffany's extravagant purchases had been provided, showing that this is no rumor. Tiffany Henyard's downfall seems inevitable, and as the investigation continues, even more shocking details are expected to surface. For now, it looks like she's headed toward a serious reckoning with both the law and the people she's betrayed.
This morning, something strange happened.
This was your office?
Yes.
What happened when you tried to open it?
It doesn't work.
Not only had Elston been locked out of her own office, but boxes of sensitive documents that she kept in her office were spread around the common area.
This was under lock and key before.
This was under lock and key.
And now it's just out in the open?
Now it's just out. The foot has the taxpayer's name, address.
So who did this to you?
Well, I imagine this new supervisor, Tiffany Henyard.
Brian and Natalie, it is very clear that the trustees in Thornton Township have trust issues, refusing to second a motion by Tiffany Henyard to get routine township.
Let's rewind a bit. Before diving into the messy details of this scandal, it all began in March of this year when the leaders and trustees of Dalton called for an investigation into Mayor Tiffany Henyard's misconduct and misuse of public funds. During one of these meetings, Trustee Norwood revealed that they had requested financial records from Tiffany, but she refused to provide them. This prompted the trustees to escalate the matter by bringing in former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot to investigate. Norwood stated, "The last time we received a bank statement was in September of last year, and we were $7 million in debt at the time." This raised serious concerns among the village leaders about how taxpayer money was being spent. They demanded answers, questioning where the bank statements were and how public funds were being used. Norwood highlighted suspicious expenses like fine dining and travel, asking, "Why are we going to these places? What's going on here?" As the situation progressed, things only became more troubling. Tiffany was hit with multiple lawsuits from former employees, many of whom claimed they were fired without cause. One of the most shocking accusations came from a former employee who alleged that she was sexually assaulted by a trustee closely working with Tiffany. The victim claimed that when she reported the incident to Tiffany, she was told to keep quiet, as speaking out could ruin all the work Tiffany had done. What makes this even more disturbing is that Tiffany had allegedly been trying to cover up these issues long before the investigation went public. Several people had raised suspicions and tried to investigate her actions, but Tiffany used her position of power to shut down their attempts and prevent any evidence from being uncovered. Now, with the investigation in full swing and Lori Lightfoot on the case, all the secrets Tiffany worked so hard to keep hidden are finally coming to light. The scandal is growing bigger by the day, and the village of Dalton is determined to hold her accountable for the misuse of public funds and her abuse of power.
Safeguards in place to regulate what's spent on the credit card.
I do not want a credit card. I do not deal with money.
Earlier this month, former Mayor Lori Lightfoot revealed the village of Dalton, where Henyard also serves as the mayor, racked up hundreds of thousands of dollars in credit card purchases after Henyard's...
This woman was living like a Hollywood celebrity, draining taxpayer money as if it were her personal ATM, all while contributing nothing in return back to the community. It's clear she wasn't there to serve, she came to steal and cause chaos.
I'm a mother of 3 children. My children and my family are suffering because of this loss. And Dalton police, the detectives, have been sitting around twiddling their fingers on this case. This is hurtful. When I've been in contact, I've been asking questions. I've been in contact with the state's attorney's office. I'm pushing this case. I've had the Crime Stoppers come out to do additional work canvassing the neighborhood, to assist the police.
Tiffany Henyard's time in office has reached a breaking point. Despite growing calls for her to step down, she remains defiant, continuing to allegedly funnel taxpayer dollars for her own personal gain. Even with mounting evidence of financial misconduct, Henyard attempts to play the victim, blaming the media for focusing only on the negative aspects of her leadership. In a public statement, she dismissed the coverage of her scandals, saying, "It's good to see the media out here, but I wish you'd focus on the positive things, not the chaos. We had over 500 kids at our Easter event, it was amazing." But while she tries to spin a positive image, the FBI is focused on investigating the much darker side of her administration. The evidence against Henyard is piling up, including possible financial crimes linked to her restaurant and a suspicious charity that she runs, which isn't even registered with the Attorney General's office. She allegedly ignored a cease and desist order for collecting donations and continued taking money for personal use under the guise of charity work. The FBI has already served subpoenas demanding records related to her ventures, including her restaurant, property management company, political action committee, and unregistered charity. Former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot, who's leading the investigation, has uncovered shocking spending by Henyard, including a $43,000 in Amazon spree and an additional $7,000 on Wayfair, as well as spending $2,200 and at Best Buy in a single day. Over the past year, Henyard also racked up nearly $33,000 on travel. And yet, the village of Dalton is facing a financial crisis, $6 million in debt with only $3.06 million in available funds. Henyard has also overspent on police overtime, driving the budget from $7.07 million in 2022 to $9.02 million by 2024. As more details come to light, former insiders are speaking out. Carmen Carlisle, a former ally of Henyard, has broken her silence to expose the mayor's predatory tactics. Carlisle accused Henyard of manipulating employees, vendors, and residents for years while presenting a false image of success funded by taxpayers. Carlisle's statement has fueled further outrage and shines a brighter light on the corruption within Henyard's administration. With the investigation intensifying and whistleblowers like Carlisle stepping forward, Henyard's claims of victimhood are quickly losing credibility. The FBI's investigation into her financial dealings and misconduct is growing, and it's clear that Henyard's once strong grip on power is slipping. The people of Dalton are demanding justice, and many hope this investigation will finally hold her accountable, setting an example for other corrupt officials. Henyard's efforts to project an image of positivity and community involvement are being overshadowed by her financial recklessness and disregard for the town she was supposed to serve. As the investigation continues, the future looks bleak for her. Whether or not she faces legal consequences remains to be seen, but one thing is clear: the days of unchecked power for Tiffany Henyard may soon be over. The people of Dalton deserve better, and justice seems to be closing in. It's becoming clear that Tiffany Henyard's grip on power is weakening rapidly. With former allies like Carmen Carlisle stepping forward and revealing the extent of her unethical behavior, Henyard's attempts to deflect and discredit her former team are starting to lose their effectiveness. The fact that Henyard is resorting to name-calling, like lying Carlisle, shows that she's more interested in shifting blame than in actually addressing the serious accusations being made against her. As more of her inner circle speaks out, I believe it's likely that additional members of her team will continue to expose her corrupt actions. Whistleblowers have a way of rallying others who may have been fearful or hesitant to speak out, especially when they see that doing so could lead to positive change or even protect them from the fallout. Carmen has already taken the first big step, and others may follow suit, especially if they feel they've been manipulated or compromised by Henyard's behavior. The public sentiment is clearly against her, with many people demanding her immediate removal and even arrest. Freezing overtime payments to police officers is one way the community could ensure there are no more funds misused while the investigation continues. The pressure is mounting for Henyard to face justice, and it seems like the momentum is building for her eventual downfall.